Good morning, everybody. I don't know how this is going to go this morning. It's probably going to be kind of rough, but just stick with me here. We'll get the hang of it, especially when we get over into the craft room, hopefully soon, and it'll be a little bit easier to do things in real time. Right now, I'm just going to answer a few questions that I've had today. I had over the last few weeks, even, and especially while we've been doing the Craft with Me, Let's Make a Book Together class. So, and we have another one coming up next week, so stay tuned. I did do the drawing yesterday when I did the drawing for the grandma group, but I was having computer problems and printer problems, and I was on the phone for 3 hours and 20 minutes with a technician who did not speak English. And it was a nightmare. And I forgot to do the video and announce before that because I was having problems with the computer, and I was trying to get that lined out. And then I forgot to announce the winner. So the winner will be announced at the end of this video. That is from the January class. And we had 87, I believe, entries. I'm not sure. We had a lot of entries. And I just wrote names down of each one that made a comment. Just your name one time. And I checked if I wasn't sure. I checked to make sure I didn't have it already when I'd see a name I didn't recognize. So, and then I numbered them, and then I put them in that spin wheel thing on the internet and picked a number. So I have the winner. I'll announce that at the end of the video. This is going to be kind of a short video, and it's going to be a little bit rough. I'm so sorry about that because I don't know what I'm doing here as far as showing you what I do. The main question I get is how do I coffee stain and distress my papers? So I don't do anything fancy. I'm not a fancy person. Never have been, never will be. So this is what I do. I take a foil pan from the grocery store or from the Dollar Tree. When this one gets to looking too rough, I'll toss it and get another one. But I'll use this pan for weeks. It's been used weeks already and it's still fine. I fill the bottom, not very much at all, but maybe a fourth of the way, about a fourth of an inch deep or even less. You just need enough to cover the bottom of the pan because I coffee dye my papers daily, what I'm going to use for that day. I take one sheet of paper, I dunk it in like this. Your hands do get messy. Pull it through that, make sure the whole thing is wet, and it's done. Then I keep a stack of these. These are from the Dollar Tree. These are from the grocery store. The Dollar Tree has a design in the bottom and it leaves a design on your paper. These are smooth, so I like these better. And I have a huge stack of these. So I put the paper on that. Let's see here. Let me see, hang on. I dunk it. Let's do the dunk again. Dunk, even though it's not wet. Dunk it. And I don't lay it like this because then that's going to leave a rim. So I lay it this way and I set that one aside. And I do another one. And then I set that aside. And I bake it at 350 for 2 minutes. I put about 6 in there at a time, 6 cookie sheets at a time with 1 sheet of paper on it. So I do 6 sheets of paper at a time. I put it at 350 for 2 minutes. I stand right there and do it the whole time. When they're done, they usually look like this, which is good enough. Or this, that is good enough. And I know somebody said my lighting, I'm working on the lighting. We'll see. If it's not as dark as I need, if I'm doing an extra grungy book and I need darker papers, I just dunk it again, put it back on the cookie sheet, go through the same process. I did forget to bring papers up. Hang on, let me see if I have one. Hang on, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Hang on. Oops, bang, bang, bang. Okay, here's a doily that'll show us, but it's... Some things have a little bit of a darker edge around the edge. And my oven just does that. I don't know why. My stove is very old, so I don't know why. But I tear around some of the images that I use and some of the quotes and things that I use. And then when I bake them, and sometimes I'll bake them like that. If I want that natural dark edge around it, I'll tear them and put them on a cookie sheet and bake them. Same thing, 350 for 2 minutes, and I stand right there by my stove. I never leave the stove when I'm baking paper. So That's what I do. I use leftover coffee that's in the coffee pot in the morning. I just pour it in my pan. Where did I put my pan? I just pour it in my pan and even add just a little bit of water if I need it, just to make a thin depth there for my papers. So, and we use Folgers Coffee House coffee. It's just plain old coffee. I have in a bind used instant coffee before. I keep it just in case I get in a bind, and I use that. So that's how I distress my papers. I do sometimes often go around the edges with Tim Holtz Distress ink. I don't like Tim Holtz Distress ink because it doesn't last no time, but I do like the colors. I use a walnut or vintage photo, and I do like that, but it just doesn't last any time at all. I do get the little things that you add to the ink pad, but that doesn't help a whole lot. But that's just one of the struggles of making a grungy junk book. So, okay, how do I charge for my books? Several people have messaged me and said they've loved doing their book. They've always loved doing the books, always wanted to do the books. They would like to sell their book. How do I charge for my book? I price my books according to what I would pay for a book. And I'm very chinchy. I'm a tightwad. So I literally have a list of people wanting the big 123 book, the Comfy Cozy, and the huge Big Grandma books, $250. I have people wanting those books, but they are so time-consuming. I love doing them, and I may do another one soon of one or the other. I don't know. I didn't promise anybody first dibs on anything. I said I will try to do one early in the year, and I don't know when that will be. But it will be up for grabs. I'll give a 48-hour heads up on that if I do one. In either one, the Comfy Cozy or the big huge Grandma Lap book. So we'll see on that. I would not pay $250 for a book. I wouldn't pay $200. I wouldn't pay $150 for a book. Now I have paid $75 and I have paid $105, I think. But I try to price things in a way that I would pay, and I really like to do the books. $35 to $65 or even $75 at a price that most anybody can afford it if they really want a book and they're just kind of sitting there, making a little envelope to save some money and buy a book if you have to do that. So that's the way I do it. I try to price things at a price. I like to price things at a price that almost anybody can afford it, because I've been there. I'm 75 now, and we're set as far as we're not wealthy, but we're not spenders, so we're fine. But I know there's people out there that's still trying to raise their families, and just expenses like crazy, and they want things like this, but they just can't do that little bit of extra. So I try to keep that in mind always. And I always try to send, when I can, something extra with my books. Not always. I don't always have time, but I try to when I can. Okay, let's see. I've got a few notes here, so let me look. Where do I get my images and my quotes? Okay, the images are all over the internet. You do have to be careful because of copyright. So you can go to Google and just type in royalty-free images, free printables, or that kind of thing. Or you can go to Pinterest and do the very same thing. Royalty-free images, free printables, just phrases like that, and you will find all kind of things that are there. People have put them there just so you can copy them and use them. I have bought a lot off of Etsy. I did just right at Christmas time. I had already bought a few pages, but I've told this story before. I buy those things on Etsy, and then I can't find them if they're digital, because I'm not computer savvy at all. So I've got some things I've never found. I hate to tell that, but I have. But at Christmas, a few people were having such great sales right before Christmas. I had to have some of those images because I want to do some of those real grungy, passport books. So I needed some of those real grungy images. So I did buy a lot. I don't know, I can't even think. what is that, Porch Prince, something Porch Prince. I bought a lot from her. I can't even think. I should have written that down. But there was 3 that I bought from, 3 people on Etsy that I bought from. I bought really aged papers with numbers and alphabets and old vintage papers and things like that on. So those are, you can't sell them again. You can't make copies and sell them again, but you can use them in your books. Now, some say you cannot, but most say you can. So I just have recently started doing that. I had never done that before. I have no interest in a digital kit, a junk journal kit. I don't like necessarily, for me, I don't necessarily like books made with kits. I like them just to be kind of you. Put it together. So whatever your mind is telling you to do today, whatever that book is speaking to you and telling you to do today, that's what I want to do. So I'm not a fan of any of the kits, junk book kits. If you use them, that's fine. This is me. We are all different. My mother-in-law used to say, everybody's different. What a crazy world it would be if we were all just alike. So that's how I do the images. They're all over the place. I've seen different ones use prints on Pinterest that I wanted to use, but I was afraid to use it because it didn't say royalty free and it didn't say printable. So when I saw that they were using them, I've used them too. And I hope that's okay. I'm kind of old to go to prison. So I don't know. But anyway, now on the quotes. I have collected quotes, and I've said this before, since I was 10 years old. I bought my first quote when Daddy took us to the National Quartet Convention in Memphis, Tennessee. I bought it at a Stuckey's gift shop. It was a little cloth diaper and had a little baby on it, and it had a little poem on it about diapers and babies. And I thought that was the cutest thing. And it was $1. And back then, that would have been in like 1954, 55. Back then, $1 was a lot of money. So I asked Daddy if he'd give me $1. He asked me, what did I need $1 for? And I told him I wanted to buy that diaper. So he let me buy that diaper. Well, that started my brain to wanting to collect quotes and sayings and poems and things like that. And that's when I started. I'm 75 years old, so I've been doing this for 65 years. When I'm out driving, I've always done this since I started driving, or before maybe when somebody else was driving, Daddy or Billy. I keep a notebook beside me on the seat or in the floorboard or whatever, if I'm not the one driving or whatever. We'll just, whatever. I just keep a notebook there and a pen. If I see a quote that I like on a church sign or on a business, anywhere out and about, I will pull over and write that quote down if I really like it. If it really talks to me, it really speaks to me. I think it's really a good, special quote. I've even gone around the block because I didn't see it soon enough, and I think, do I want to write that down? I'll go around the block and see. I'll pull over, write that quote down. So I have tons of quotes. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of quotes. And they are really good quotes. I mean, they are quotes that speak to you. So that's where I get my quotes. Now, let me see. Is that all on that? Yes, that's all on that. So we about got it here. I think we about got what we're... This is my favorite fabric. This is the one that I use most of the time. What I like to do more than anything is make the old grandma books with... This is a piece of cheesecloth, and that is coffee dyed already. This is an old lace tablecloth, and that was just like that. Hasn't even been coffee dyed. That one hasn't been. So... the old grandma books are the ones that I really like to make the most. And I think I showed you all a picture. Hold on. Hang on, I'm still here. Hang on, hang on. Wait. Wait. Okay, I've got it. After showing you these pictures the other day of the different kinds of books, this is the book I want to make, and I might start that next. I might try to put one of those together in February. Now that to me looks like a book that Grandma would really have. Let's just look at that a little closer if we can. Okay. That just looks to me like a book Grandma would have. There's nothing fancy about the cover. I used to foo-foo up my covers on my grandma books, and And then later, a year or two ago, I thought, maybe a year ago, I thought, wait a minute, Grandma wouldn't have foo-fooed up a book. She wouldn't have had anything to foo-foo up a book with. So I stopped foo-fooing up the books, and many times my books, my grandma books, don't even have anything on the cover. They're just really grunged. The paper, the fabric, the quilt, whatever's on the front is just really grunged up and darkened and all that to make it look aged. I love these too. These are little passport books, and I want to do some things like that. I'm not so much into shabby chic and frilly and, you know, pinks and all that stuff, because that's just not me. But this is me, all messed up and, oh my goodness gracious, just, you know, oh my gosh, jumbled mess. That's me. That's what my brain feels like, and that is me. So I want to make some books like that. I will also be making the little rabbit books and the grandma books like I was doing before, but I want to try to make a grandma book that looks like that, and it may be the big book that people are wanting me to make this year. So, and I may make more than one of them. We'll see how it goes. I am dying to make that book right there. I could no more pass that book on a table. Oh my goodness, then you could sprout wings and fly. I just couldn't do it. I'd have to stop and look at it, see what's in it. That is so inviting to me. So, okay, that's it. So I did spin the wheel yesterday morning. We had a contest in the Grandma group, Junk Journals from Grandma with Love. We're just topping 3,300 members this morning. So I hope you'll come over there and join us there if you haven't already. We do lots of fun things over there. We're going to have lots more giveaways there. We're going to have a lot more giveaways here. We're going to have giveaway every Friday in February. Friday freebies in February. And so we're going to have another little giveaway on Friday. They won't be big things, extravagant things like I've done in the past, because I'm going to be doing this every Friday. And I'm going to be doing a lot more giveaways because I want to help you all have the supplies that you need, and I want to encourage you and kind of lift you up, and anybody can do this. So we had the giveaway on the Grandma page yesterday. We have a winner. Her thing is on the kitchen table. I had so many problems yesterday with the computer and the printer. I didn't get to town. So all of these are going to be mailed as soon as I can get out after this ice storm that's coming today. So I have that. That winner from the Grandma page yesterday. I'll have the giveaway from today. I'll have the giveaway from Friday. Let's see, I think I had 4. But anyway, they will be mailed as soon as I can get out after this ice storm. So the winner for the Grandma group for the month of January is Day Jacobson. Day Jacobson. I sent you a friend's request last night so I could talk to you this morning, get your address and all that. So we'll be going there with that. Oh, I know what the other prize was. Day Jacobson. Check your private messages and send me your address. I know what the other prize was that I was going to give away, making 4 prizes, or 4 giveaways. It was the Friday freebies. So we're going to do a game on Friday morning. I'm not going to tell you anything about it until Friday morning. And we will be doing a game. You'll have 24 hours to respond to that. So, because I know some might be working, you can't, you know, that's going to be a very short video. You just get on. It will be a game that anyone can do. Anyone can take part in. It doesn't matter where you live around the world. Everybody is eligible. So, I'll tell you about that on Friday morning. Let's see, this is Wednesday. Tomorrow or Saturday, I'd like to talk about my husband's diabetes because so many people have messaged me about that. His numbers are constantly going down. It'd probably be Saturday. This ice storm's going to be pretty bad. I'll probably be on needles and pins tomorrow. But I'm going to try to do that maybe on Saturday, just talk about what we are doing because his numbers are steadily going down daily. And in 2 weeks, they've dropped just tremendously. So we'll get that going. Okay, I'm going to get off of here. Coming up on 20 minutes. Day Jacobson, check your private messages. Have another giveaway on Friday. Everybody's listening is eligible for that one. Check back on Friday. Tell your friends about our videos, about this YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click like, leave a comment. Anything you can do to help me grow on Facebook. On YouTube. And then come over and join our group if you want to do that. Sorry this has been kind of scrambled up, but that's me. That's the way I am this morning, thinking about all this ice storm and all the things I've got to do before it hits. So, going to get off here. Hope you all have a super duper grand and groovy day. Hope you get a little kindness and spread a little kindness absolutely everywhere you go. Love and hugs.